morning. Oh my gosh, it's finally Thursday. Say meow. Meow. The cat and I are sunning. Aren't we, cat? I can't go upstairs. Not that I would anyway, but I did take a shower this morning. My husband is still asleep. And there's part of me that knows I should wake him up. But then I'm sort of tickled that I haven't woken him up. Oh, I see somebody who ordered a t-shirt. Okay, we have, people have flat ordered some t-shirts. Lord help us when we give it to everybody. We're getting y'all first choice. I just tried to count. Mary is in charge of the t-shirts, so we'll see how that goes. But I have, of course, had to get in the middle of it because I'm asleep, not working. He got home at 2:30 from the Wolf State game. So he's supposed to be working, which is probably why I should wake him up. But I'm not. Hi, Amanda. Amanda, I'm sending you a present. 91 shirts. We've sold 91 shirts. Which is probably going to take Mary a week to get them mailed out. So, but it's a win-win. Anyway, we won't make anything, but it won't cost us anything. No, it's not too late to order a shirt. You have until tomorrow. And it's like a few posts back. I think I did it yesterday morning or sometime yesterday with 2 shirts. And then we're going to get more shirts, but they'll probably take another month or something. So then once we get those, I'll put those up. Yeah, I'm excited about the shirts too, because I don't have one now because I had to give my 2 away. And y'all are like so creative with all these colors. People are getting like orange and white. So I was like, damn, I didn't even think about all these options. Anyway. Yes, and my field trip fundraiser is going really well. We've raised $29.50 on Facebook. On GoFundMe. And then kids are bringing in change, and hopefully parents are sending in checks. Last year, I think we raised about $6,000, which was good. That's about, you updated the post with letter coloring, so I updated my post. Oh, I did? Oh, yeah, I did. Well, because somebody said, well, what about white on an orange shirt? Who knows? I didn't even ask the person. How many pairs of glasses do I have? How many do I have, or how many do I like? I have 3 pairs that I really like, and probably 6 pairs. But you know, my dad was an optometrist, so I used to get them for free. I still get a little discount. But I wear glasses a lot. I do like them. Today I have to serve Rotary. Serve Rotary. Do you know what that means? That means you go and eat ribs and rolls, and then I have to come home and get in the bed and serve men. We're the only Rotary group in the country that doesn't allow women. That makes me want to become a raging feminist. I know, I think when we get the shirts, we're going to have I'm going to show them to you before you get them mailed to you, because I'm so excited to look at them all together. I was trying to think of some really cool photos, something I could do. Good morning. Yeah, I know you heard me about Rotary, right, Heidi? Crazy. It's crazy talk. I don't know. Nobody asked me. I always tell Thomas if he starts fussing at me too much, that I'm going to start raising a big stink about it. Did I give up smoking for Lent? I have a problem giving up much of anything. Well, she ain't in Rotary here. You might work for her, but she ain't in Edenton Rotary. I just said we're the only group in the world, in the country. So I'm pondering starting this diet. I know, the word diet starts with die. Called Optivia. Basically, you eat this food. It's $350 a month. And you lose weight. Has anybody done it? I don't seem to do well with, I was brought up Baptist. Well, that's good. I don't seem to do well with trying by myself. If I eat my fluffy. But y'all, I weigh, I think 175 pounds. I need to at least weigh 150. Can't be in the club. Yes, we serve them. Because see, that's the other thing. I don't think the diet includes slushies. The other thing is, oh yeah, I'll tell you about the dog post in a minute. The other thing is, shit, now I forgot what I was going to say. I don't seem to do well with the free diets because I quit. And then I order things like bacon cheeseburgers. So yes, so Amos is service dog. Let's talk about that for a minute. So I had to take down the post regarding the dog and the prisoner. Kimberly said I would cut off my right arm to be 175 again. I know, but Russell weighs 125 and is my height. And he doesn't look too thin. She's lost weight. The bars have things in them, yet some like crazy that I can't eat now. Okay, so the post. So I got a phone call that night at 9:30. And I recognized the number. So I answer the phone officially. This is Adrienne Wood. And it's the dog people from Wilmington having a fit over that post. Pretty sure I was born at 175. Okay. If there's one group I don't need to annoy, it's the dog group because I really like this group. They're close. We can drive there. It's perfect for us. It's very difficult to get in. They give like every 50, I don't know if she said every 50 or every 100 applicants, only one dog. Well, because they have their rules for their group. So I've been working on this application that's really long. And when I was reading through it yesterday, working on it all day, they have all these social media rules, which me and social media rules might be trouble, but I can abide by them. They have a rule that they are not allowed to share the names of prisoners, show photos. My screen cracked on my phone. It's under warranty. They have all these policies in place regarding their group, which makes sense, pause for people. And so when I tagged them in my post, I had a picture of a prisoner. So basically, I broke all the rules, even though I'm not actually part of Pause for People. But if I potentially am at some point, I wouldn't be allowed to write that kind of story. But all like me, sorry. So anyway, it really was a good story. And I tried to ask, like, what if I take his picture down? They were like, no. Something about the West Virginia, the victim rights law, you can't talk about a prisoner. But I guess I could talk about it in a generic way. But what kind of made the story interesting was the names. So anyway, it's hard to be a blogger and like want to write things. I know it want to promote them in publicity. I know. But it's not worth arguing with them about, right? So I took it down. I rarely take a post down. It's very hard for me to do that. You have a coach, makes you accountable, but I'm reading about this Octavia stuff. Did you keep it off, Caroline? Oh. Anyway, so now I'm working on the application. Have to make a video. I've had to take pictures of our house, which I stole from my realtor because you know our house has been for sale forever. And I'm writing the stuff. And then the doctor has to write a letter, and then you have to have 2 letters of recommendation. We have to make a video. I mean, it's a lot. But anyway, it's worth it. But then this friend of mine last night, Mary Scott, we went to Wendy's after Ash Wednesday service, which was very long. And she was like, what if Amos hates the dog? I was like, oh my gosh, don't say anything like that. Amos is not a natural dog person. but he really enjoys our dogs at the beach, and he used to love our dog. And so I kind of feel like it's one of those things that's going to be so good for Amos, and it doesn't really have a ton to do with him like being an animal lover. If anything, I think it will make more of a difference that he's not, because we need help with transitions, like when we go to church. He likes pressure, like when he goes to sleep, or he can lie down, not needing, like now, this helps me write my thing, like if he gets kind of worked up, he wants to go sit in the car. Where to me, if he had his dog, you could be like, you and the dog are going to sit and in the dog's bed or whatever. Like, he needs a safe place to fall that's not going to get in the car or an iPhone. And so I'm hopeful that it will be a dog. So anyway, we'll see. But we don't want to upset the dog people. So then this friend of mine from Wilmington, her name's Caroline, she has this necklace company. She makes necklaces called, Caroline Hardy Little. We went to college together. Oh God, now I can't remember. But she was like, I want to do a fundraiser for Amos. Starting tomorrow, this is yesterday. 20% of all the purchases will go towards a service dog, whether he gets it here or there. High strung. Thank you, Ellen. And so I was like, well, that sounds so nice. Well, then when I started doing an application, I called Caroline and was like, oh no, we cannot do that. You have to get permission before you start a fundraiser. You have to, you can't, does he have a weighted blanket? He has one, but he likes his blanket. He's so picky. No, they were very polite about it. Very polite. Very nice. And they were like, we know you didn't know. They were very nice. So I'm going to play by the rules. Yes. So anyway, I was like, Caroline, we cannot do a fundraiser. If I do a fundraiser and don't get permission, I'll get slaughtered. Anyway. And I did say to him, I was like, well, I am a blogger. And so I'm on social media a lot. So I really am going to need to make sure that I understand the rules, all these things. But your social media accounts have to be open, which mine are, other than this one. What if they don't let me have my supporter group? We're not going to tell about it. I didn't even think about that. Oh my gosh. You were tan. That's what Mary Scott said yesterday. I don't think I am tan. I think I'm red for some reason. How did they expect you to raise money? Well, you can raise the money, but you have to get permission for every single thing you do. And the money goes directly to them, not through me. And if Amos doesn't get a dog or it doesn't work out, the money stays with their organization, which is a good thing. And that's what I said to Caroline. I was like, if we raise money, it's for their group. And if I don't get it, then they still get the money, which is fine. And then they said, and we're kind of worried, because I did that post, because I was like, I wanted to see that, like, I'll give them good exposure to, like, raise money for their business, right? And they're like, what if you don't get a dog? Like, then what are people going to think? I guess, like, that I might throw them under the bus and be like, they suck. But I was like, I would never do that. Like, it's an unbelievable company. So, I guess I do throw Mark Johnson under the bus, but I'm not going to throw a service dog organization under the bus just because we don't get picked. And I said, and we'll just apply again. She was like, well, you'd have to wait 6 months. I said, well, that's fine. I've learned in life that life is way bigger than me, and things rarely work out the way we want them to or think they will. Caroline, I was just talking about you. And your nice offer to do a high-strung fundraiser. But Caroline is starting are you going to do a fundraiser anyway, Caroline, today? So life is bigger than me, and I know this dog thing will work out. Whether it's through them, do I personally hope it is? Yes. Just like you hope that, I don't know, your house won't get hurt by a tornado. But if something goes different, wrong, it's okay. It's life. So anyway, so yes, Caroline, once we if we get through the application and we get accepted to the next stage, I think then we do the bump. So you go to the prisons in West Virginia, and I'm allowed to talk about this because it's on their website. There are 5 prisons, 1 female and 4 men's prisons, and the dogs are raised there. And they have to go through a really interesting, and I guess I could still write about this, but I'm not going to yet. I'll get permission before I write anything else. They select prisoners are chosen, and they go through like a 3-stage interview process. And just knowing what we have to do to try to get a dog, I know that they are careful about who they pick. Then they have to take a 20-week class on like dog behavior, all sorts of interesting things. And then after that, they start training shelter dogs, rescue dogs. So dogs that seem like they have potential. So they practice with them. And then they get to the real service dogs. I mean, it's serious business. And so somebody was like, no, you're talking about emotional support dog. I was like, no, I'm not. And I think that's one thing I really would like to share more about as I'm learning too. Because I think traditionally we think of service dogs being like for somebody that's blind, right? That makes total sense. Or if you have seizures with epilepsy. But that's a medical alert dog. So that's a different certification. You have a service dog and then they get this medical certification. Amos's dog will not have that because he doesn't need that. But this dog would alert us to if he's getting upset. It would cue me because I am the dog's handler. And so anyway, it's really interesting. So even though Amos doesn't have these massive problems for autism, helps with socialization, helps with meltdowns. There's a lot of research about how it really settles people, hopefully transitions or going to a soccer game. It'd be a good kind of source for him to sit. Anyway, whew, it's a lot. So that's that. So that's where the post went. I'm not even going to talk about it. But I will say that the group, the owner of the group started it when she was 13 with her dad. Isn't that interesting? And now she's in her 30s. It's just so cool. And they're having a fundraiser in Wilmington in May. And I think we're going to try to go. I didn't buy the ticket yet, but I did tell my husband that we were going to go. Because even if we don't get in, it's still nice to go down there and meet people, and we can apply again. If we don't get in then, if I didn't get in twice, then I would be like, we'll find somebody else. But it's nice to have somebody in North Carolina, because I'd rather talk about places in North Carolina. I need to cut the grass. Can y'all see it? It's a real green, but real long, and I'm not cutting it today. Tell your husband we're going. That's what I have to do. Yeah, I mean, I was like, we're going to go to this thing in Wilmington. We're going to Florida for spring break. I got our tickets yesterday. Not the whole spring break. We're going the Tuesday after Easter till the Monday or something. And he can't go because he's missed a lot of work for activities. So we're just going to go by ourselves, me and the children. The children and I, as my mother would say. And what else? Today, can you apply to more than one place at a time? Oh, I bet you can't. No way, Jose. Ooh, they'd be mad at you if you did that. I don't even have to ask that. No, this is not like college. I mean, I've applied to graduate schools and all sorts of programs. I ain't never done an application like this. Not even when we had to apply to the Undiagnosed Disease Network at Duke. And at Columbia. It's hard. So I was trying to pick who's going to write letters from me. My, hi Laura. My principal, we're talking about Amos's service dog. My principal's going to write a letter because she's known me for a long time and has worked with me on a professional and personal level. And then Amos's godmother, Julie, is going to write because we've been really good friends for a long time. I'm sending more than 2 letters. I'm sending 4. Mary Scott, and then I had one other person who wasn't. Oh, Amos's teacher. I wanted her to write a letter just about him, even though they don't require that. You know, I just thought it'd be good to hear from a third party. And then the pediatrician. Laura, we're not terribly exciting. We're just sort of doing a Thursday morning check-in. Tonight, Blair has soccer practice. It's 10 degrees outside. I have an AIG meeting. I'm on this team to redo our AIG plan at school. So that'll be exciting. And I have Amos's teacher conference. And I have to serve Rotary. That's a lot of activities for me. I'm not really into activities. And tomorrow I have nothing. So that's really good. Yes, if you want to order a shirt, go ahead and order one. And then Mary is gonna today make sure she has everybody's information, because I will email you the invoice. And once you pay, the order will go down. So we'll actually place the order on Monday. So you'll have the weekend to pay, and if you pay by Monday, then we're gonna order your shirt. It's exhausting. And I have a West Virginia story coming out. Ooh, a mother that filed a lawsuit like 5 years ago. And she and her attorney have decided to share the story because they've been met with such mess. They're gonna be mad at me in West Virginia. Is that a slushie? I'm dieting and I want a Pepsi. It's a Pepsi slushie. What's better than a Pepsi plus a slushie mixed together? If I do that Optavia diet, it's like mush. You know, I wondered, why isn't there a baby food diet? You could just get a jar of baby food and eat baby food because it has the calories in it, right? That could like be a brand new diet that I invent. Maybe I should try that for a month before I do Optavia. I'm totally not kidding. Wonder how many calories you're supposed to eat a day. Nancy Grace, I'm so annoyed. She hasn't aired it. We went to all that trouble and no aired it. She wrote a story, but that was it. And the producer I sent a message to, I don't know, like Sunday, it was like, oh, I'm out for 2 weeks. I had surgery. So I have no idea. I'll send an email to her, Alan, who's the person that reached out to begin with. Yeah, because they need to share that. She acted like she was so interested in it. It's not mush. Oh, Caroline, send me a message of the food you liked. The ziti was my favorite, and the shakes were good. We're talking about me doing Optavia and Amos's service dog application, which is what I'm going to get off in the morning and do. Having celiac, it's a good thing to keep a pouch in my purse. Oh. The ziti. Ziti? Is that pasta? You're not allowed to exercise when you do it. It's sort of a plus. My Fitness Pal. I don't want a Fitness Pal. If I lived at Walmart, I would look so thin. 11 times your weight to maintain. Calories? 11 times 175. It means I can eat like 12,000 calories a day? Really? Oh. I don't think I eat that much. I did have a double bacon cheeseburger, but I had to give Amos one of the patties last night. I want a drinking buddy, not a Fitness Pal. I know, taking people to carpool in the morning, to school in the morning, I will say the mornings are torture. And I know everybody knows this that has had small children. 2,000 calories a day. Oh, well, that's not very many. I had to wake Amos up because he didn't get to sleep till 8. My other children are complaining they don't have clothes. Blair is questioning me about pimples. Then they're arguing with me over what the word switch means. I told Thomas, I said, or actually I said to the entire car of 6 children, if anybody says another word, I'm gonna pull this car over and I'm going to make you get a switch. And they were like, a switch? What are you talking about? You mean a stick? I was like, no, a switch. They were like, a switch is for electricity. You can't eat 21,000 calories a day. You can't? I mean, I thought sour cream was healthy until like a minute ago. It doesn't seem to have sugar in it. In graduate school, you would eat like blue cheese dressing, steak, and cheese. What diet was that? You know? I don't get up at 5:15. I got up at 6:45. I took a shower, which is rare. And they were still late to school because I had to take Thomas to school too since my husband was asleep. Keto. The keto diet didn't seem too hard. Are you allowed to have sugar in it? Atkins. I need a diet that involves Pepsi slushies. Dairy has lactose. Oh, God. I mean, I can't keep up with all these rules of stuff. And you know, if I actually got thin, I'm just going to look old as hell. I'm thinking I might go get some Botox. $2,200 if you weigh 200 pounds. Oh, God. Well, that means I should only have like 17 a day because I weigh 175. I love keto. Are you thin, Sheila? In that Plexus, everybody's always drinking that Plexus. What about that noon diet? What's that? And then there's the diet where you don't, eat, you fast. Go get Botox. It's my favorite. I know, right here. Though this is not a wrinkle. This is where my friend Maggie Walker hit me in the head with a lunchbox. And over here, see this? That's not a wrinkle either. That's where I had to get 18 stitches because I fell into the brick fireplace. Plexus made my hair fall out. What is Dye Sport? Al Roker, didn't he have his like stomach stapled? I mean, that's the smartest thing to do. I have scars from Botox? Scars? Well, I don't need scars. Drinking water and taking vitamins. Keto. I'm hopeless. It's another form of Botox. It is? Wait, what'd you just say? Let's see what Caroline said. It's a form. Dye Sport. It's a form of Botox. What? I've never heard of that. He did a while back. Yeah. Hell no, but I feel good, but I'm thin on it when I don't cheat and exercise. I also did couch. Oh, God. Donna does this Arbonne. Just clean, healthy. Weight comes off and you're healthy. Donna, are you doing that 30-day cleanse with Arbonne? My diet is I eat what I want. Clearly mine is too, which is sort of part of my problem. Okay, well, I guess Alette ordered some t-shirts yesterday. I need to give up all soda. Starting smoking back for me. It lasts longer for me. It's pronounced Dysport. Dysport? Dysport? Dysport. Dysport? Best diet. Put any food in your mouth and chew it. If it tastes good, spit it out. Lindsay just said all this diet talk is making me hungry. My email is adrianwood@earthlink.net. I use Zoman, same results as Botox, and it's less expensive. It doesn't give you the heavy forehead feeling that well, you know, I have seen people, like I know this one lady, and she would get Botox, and when you talk to her, her eyes look like this. I don't need to sit around and look like I'm like, hi. Are you tired of our messages from Wilmington? No, I ignore them sometimes, but I'm not tired of them. Wilmington has got a mess with this charter school, Coastal Prep, Earthlink. I know my husband detests me having an Earthlink account. He thinks it's so dumb, and I have to pay for it, or my mother pays for it because I'm on hers. But I mean, I love some Earthlink. Can't give that up. No, Ellen, I think y'all are dead on with this Coastal Prep. They've lost like 18 people. There's a woman named Jamie Getz who's in charge. She has no background in education. And I'm a firm believer that if you're a physician, you should go to medical school. And if you're in education, you should have a background in education. And I saw a video of a child being mistreated at the school, and that worried me. I want a hashtag underachiever shirt, but I don't want to pay shipping twice. Oh, well, that's a good question. You know, I didn't even think about you fools that are getting multiple shirts. You might have to pay more shipping. North Carolina Troller. Yes, 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 I am. I'll call this morning and see if they're supposed to like do a mock-up of one. North Carolina Troller hashtag. And if you're president, you should have military service. Probably. I'd say that. I think everybody should have military service. Been seeing Jen everywhere. Jen Mangrum. I know. Are we so excited? So a teacher this morning sent me all the flyers of Mark Johnson she's been keeping. And if I lived like in Wilmington or Raleigh, I would go to the printer place and be like, how much is it to make 1 million of these? Because you know they're making 1 million. I'm waiting for the Troller shirt. Okay. Well, let me get off the phone and go wake up my husband. He's going to be mad that I told he was still asleep. And I'll call about the Troller and the underachiever shirts. We can make a book with his flyers. Oh my gosh. What not to do. Yes, Jen Mangrum. I'll be supporting her. And I'm going to go finish my application for our service dog. We'll see. I'm not getting in trouble anymore. I'm making sure I know the rules and I'm following them, which means, why is he still asleep? Because he didn't get home till 2:30. Weight Watchers. Ugh. I know Weight Watchers does work. I did it. It really does work. But it's so much work. Oh, he ain't sick. He's just tired. I love Jen already. Jen Mangrum is good stuff. I gotta get, my teeth are getting worn down because I grit them. Vivian told me I wasn't gonna have any teeth left if I didn't go get a, see? Oh, now it's worrying me. Okay, carry on, people. We'll see y'all at some point. I don't know when. Do we know anybody at the dog place? Missy, Wolf, and Caroline. Oh my gosh, do not call. Missy, don't call them. I think they've gotten so many messages about me that they're like feeling pressured. They don't want to be pressured. Don't pressure them. Missy, you have the big Azalea Festival coming up because your husband is president this year. That Azalea Festival, and they do have a dog thing that weekend, but I ain't coming to that Azalea Festival after I came last year. It was so fun, and I was like, didn't have to drive myself. I can't come and deal with all those crowds. If you stop sugar, you'll be shocked. Sugar? My slushie? Be awful. Carry on, people. Goodbye.